All right, we're live.
Hi, and online.
All right. Good
South
morning.
Carolina.
Right here. Oh, you took the thing off. I don't know where to stand anymore. You should put a little gold star down there. We used to do.
All right.
Good morning. It's 9 o'clock on Wednesday. And if you're in the right time zone, you're at 1 Million Cups, which happens at about 200 locations all across the United States at this hour. So what are we doing here? Oh, don't forget to check in on our new line-free screen. Point your phone at that, check in. If you check in 3 times, you get a 1 Million Cups pen. 6 times, you'll get a notebook. And that's not 3 times and 6 times in one day. It's like over attendance. You got it, right? Got to be clear about the rules. Okay, so that's it. This is our mission. Our mission is to lower the barrier of entry to entrepreneurs by giving access to education, connections, and resources. The entrepreneurial journey is a difficult one. Those of you who are starting out are going to find out that it's a lot harder than you thought, and you're going to want to talk to people, and that's why we're here. So how do we do that? We are supported by the Kauffman Foundation, and they've created the infrastructure that makes it possible for us to run this, as well as training for the organizers and training that we give to the presenters to have a consistent program across 1 Million Cups all across the country. So that doesn't mean that every 1 Million Cups community isn't different. Of course, every community has its own strengths and weaknesses. And we take advantage of the strengths that we have here. We are the only 1 Million Cups chapter in New Mexico, but there's plenty of others in the Southwest region. And our regional organizer says that we're one of the top ones. So there's nothing that we can learn from the other guys except just keep doing what we're doing better, cheaper, smarter, faster. Here's our key pillars. Presentations, not pitches. Okay, so what do we mean by that? In a pitch, your company is flawless. The only challenge you have is you don't yet have the millions that you need to displace the top 5 tech companies from the public exchanges. And that's generally not really true. Okay, so here it's different. You talk about your journey, your origins, how your company operates, and the challenges that are ahead of you. So you have to make yourself vulnerable. You have to show where you need help. You have to try to help us find your unknown unknowns that you can learn and use to grow your business. So that's why we're here. We're run for the community, by the community. So all of our organizers are volunteers. We're not sadistic or masochistic altruists. We do that because each of us gets something very valuable out of participating in this. We're radically and intentionally inclusive. All kinds of people at all stages of development and all kinds of businesses, from whiteboard companies to mom and pop brick and mortars to tent pole companies that drop in every once in a while to show us what's possible. Okay, everybody's welcome here. And each of us has a responsibility to make this a welcoming and educational atmosphere. So introduce yourself to somebody who you don't know. Talk for a while. They probably know something you don't know. You probably know something they don't know. See how you can help each other. Each week we ask people to help each other, even outside the community, outside the Million Cups community, to see what you can do to advance entrepreneurship in New Mexico. So let's all work on that. It's easy to apply to present. I see a lot of new faces out there, and including some recent presenters, right? It's good, right? You get stuff out of it, right? When you talk in front of this group, people have interesting questions. They give you a perspective on your business, and they want to participate. For example, take these guys. They presented a while ago. This is Allerpops. You look like you're about to sneeze, right? So allergy season is coming on. I am usually a loratadine a day. That's Claritin for you civilians. And my wife is the same, but her symptoms aren't as bad as mine. So a week ago, I started on these guys. I said, I'm not going to do the pills anymore. She's sniffling and taking loratadine, and I'm not. Okay, so I was asked to evaluate the company scientifically. I don't feel like I could do that unless I'm ready to stick this in my mouth as well, besides reading the literature. It's been a great journey for me and for them. And I think we'll be hearing more from Allerpops in the future. Yeah, I have the advanced copy, and on March 3rd, you can buy Nothing to Sneeze At, which is an amazing story of the scientist entrepreneur who started Allerpops. That's our product placement. Thanks, Allerpops. I hope the check's in the mail. So you can do something that could get you to that point pretty easily. A 6-minute talk talking about your challenges, And then 20, 25 minutes of discussion, as you'll see today. We'll coach you and we'll make sure that goes well for you. These are our organizers. Boy, I told you there was room on this slide. I'm sorry. I'm afraid we've run out of room. We're very proud to announce that Kekoa and Oscar have joined us. And, you know, there's a lot of things you can say about people like this. But when you talk to these two guys, the first thing you see is that raw entrepreneurial energy. You look at the problems that they talk about and you just say, you got this, guys, right? I mean, I see people who just don't have that. They spend a lot of time hand wringing and I'm like, okay, we're not going to see these guys in 2 years, but these guys you will. So thanks to them for joining us. And where are they? Are they here today? They're probably out doing something really important. So give them a big hand in absentia for joining us. And the rest of us, I'm Paul Sutter from Equiseek, Lisa Atkins from Fat Pipe, our host for these many years. Eric Renz-Whitmore out on the cloud somewhere talking to us. Adam is here. Sonia's here and Sparkles. And these guys, give them a big hand. All right. Next is our sponsors. We couldn't do this without being able to use Fat Pipe all the time. We love it here. We've been here 8 years. So thank you, Fat Pipe. Jason Collin Photography is always making us look good. More than organized, organizing your stuff, your thoughts, and providing creamer. And Foundation for Sustainable Living, giving us coffee. Noventum Custom Software, great software and donuts. And Vibe Solutions tea when they're here. So thanks to our sponsors, and thanks for joining us. And I'm going to hand it off to you.
Let me, thank you. Let me get the screen ready and then I will introduce our speaker.
We need to hire you for.
No kidding.
I'm cheap.
To talk about your money mindset.
Put me aside for the foundation.
All right, can everybody online see the screen? All right, so first I just want to make a note that this is the biggest audience we've had since pre-COVID, right? Online, we had almost 20 people, 19 people. There's at least 30, maybe 40 in the room today. I wish the people on Zoom could see. So thank you for coming. I'm pretty sure I know why we have such a great crowd. And that's because of our speaker this morning, Tiffany Gravelle with Hello Tiffany, badass female entrepreneur. So excited that she's here. I can't wait for you guys to hear her story. So Tiffany. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tiffany Gravelle. I'm a certified meeting planner, and I'm here to ask you my big question for 2023. And that is, what happens when your passions collide? So how do you determine when your passion project starts to get in the way of your passion? So a little bit about me. I started my first event company in 1996 at the age of 21. It was called Black Tie Affair, very fancy. And I was actually quickly hired by the brand new biopark to run their wedding and event program. And especially then, that grown up regular paycheck was awesome. It felt really good. So I wasn't sad to close that business because it never really started. And working at the biopark, I got probably the best educational experience I could have ever imagined that was not inside a classroom. I worked side by side with PR and marketing. I was trained on all types of lighting and sound systems. I learned what a writer meant and how to leave green M&Ms in someone's dressing room. It really helped shape and form me for later parts of my career. And it allowed me to really specialize in event planning, management, business strategy, and PR. So fast forward a little bit, I'm a single mom now, and I decided to start my second company in 2010, back to the entrepreneurial spirit, Bravo Alpha Events. That's also when I decided to get my CMP certification, which allowed me to utilize all that I gained in events and work globally. So that was an exciting point in the career. So is it not going forward? That's okay. No, we're still, sorry. No, that's okay. There I am. Back to the beginning. So what happened at Bravo Alpha Events is that I ran an incredibly successful event and decor company. It was full scale. I had the top clients. I was booked years out. It was bigger than I ever imagined. But what I didn't do is plan to be financially stable to grow the business. And so after, my partner, who's now my husband, was like, hey, I'm no more free labor and I can't float you anymore. And your profit on this last event was $5. I knew that it was time to sunset the business and go back into the regular paychecks. So what hasn't left though was this desire to create meaningful work on my own terms. So I had been in this really intense internal conflict because I was born an entrepreneur. I was born an event planner, and yet I was willing to sacrifice my dreams and use my skill set to help others reach their dreams, as long as I had the security and as long as I had the paycheck. So what I learned when I thought about, maybe it does. Nope. So what I learned from Bravo after a lot of reflection was that I wasn't good at the paperwork, and I wasn't good at some of the business structure that needed to be in place to run the business successfully. Really, really good at producing events, really good at connecting people, really good at creating spectacular, tangible memories for people, but the business side is what was lacking. So I made a list of what I was really good at. And it wasn't just the skill set I had, but what really made me happy, what really sparked the joy in me. And then also what made me sick to my stomach. What did I hate doing for others that I was really unwilling to do again? And not surprisingly, a lot of stuff started shaking out. So I decided to take the leap again. 2019, Hello Tiffany was born. Yay, Hello Tiffany, here I am, I'm back again. And I had just enough time to establish myself, to establish the brand, to get contracts all the way through 2023. And then guess what happened? Hello, COVID. It blew me out of the water. I absolutely lost everything. And I'm not kidding when I say I lost everything. The hospitality industry shut down. So here I am drinking copious amounts of wine in my pajamas, filled with self-terror, like many of us were in the early stages of COVID and shutdown. Also, by the way, I have 5 kids and most of them were at home, so that was awesome. So I picked myself back up, and the first thing I did was write a book about my blended family. So I went from fully booked to book in 2020 and published my first book, Blended Not Stirred, about my family. And that started the momentum that I needed again to kind of get back on my feet. And part of what is important in our family values, our core family, is community service. It's a priority with our kids, it's a priority as a couple. And so I decided to create an event that was community service focused. And in it, I found a new passion. So this community service event takes off in 2020. It's massive. It actually leads me to another full-time paid job with a title. So there's that thing again. 2021, I start with a company, and again, I'm willing to sacrifice my dreams for someone else. Hello, Organizational Rebel. They came just in time. So March 22, I took a short medical leave and I reached out to a friend of mine that I've known since 2008. And she had been saying, you need to come work with me. We can do great stuff together. You have everything to be independent, like you just need to take the leap. But after being shut down so many times, like why would I want to? Well, it was with her assistance in knowing my skill set and how to better leverage my business that I was able to jump out as Hello Tiffany again. So here's who I work with. my good friend, Dr. Barbara Portsline, started her own company that is a stable of highly skilled contractors. So they each specialize in a field. And she goes out to seek contracts for work and brings her team members on to complete these roles, and or houses contractors within a skill set. And that's where I come in. She allowed me to work in my best version of myself and support me in all the things that I did wrong. So how does it work? I am Hello Tiffany, and I am an independent contractor with Organizational Rebel. Organizational Rebel takes care of all of my pain points. They take care of my paperwork, my contracts, my billing. And while at Bravo, I got to keep the whole pie. That wasn't worth it, not at the end of the day. And so I do pay a percentage of my fees to Organizational Rebel for handling these things for me. And in it, I'm allowed to run my DBAs, which are also CheerFit Albuquerque and Make Merry Project. So CheerFit Albuquerque is that other passion I mentioned earlier, which was a love of fitness. And they have a really amazing business model in which it's not a franchise, but I was able to go through the certification. I pay an annual subscription fee that covers my website, my booking platform, my training, my music, everything. And I can run a side hustle fitness business. And it sounds like a lot, I know, but I'm able to run it any way or shape or form I like, which is online classes, in-person classes, events, fundraising, however I want. So at this point, I'm really filling up, mind and body, but where's the spirit? And so I know entrepreneurial advice 101 is pick something you're good at and focus on it. And that's not something I do. I want to fill all three boxes. So I'm combining my passions. I have hit the most exciting point in my life where I really feel like I'm in control of my career. I was able to make the leap as soon as I moved to Organizational Rebel. I received 4 contracts immediately when I said I was back in the event game. One of them being the Somos Unidos event, the ball. Did any of you get to go to that? Did any of you see pictures? All right, well, let me tell you, it put me back on the map. It was amazing. Save the date, September 9th. So I'm doing these events, I'm getting to do fitness, but there's that other passion project I mentioned that popped up in 2020. And it's the Make Merry Project. This is the event I founded to give back to the community. So it's operational. It's been 3 years running. And what I did is I partnered with Albuquerque Public Schools McKinney-Vento Title I homeless program. They provide wraparound services for students from birth to age 21. And all of them are housing insecure, right? So that means they may be homeless, they may be sheltered, they could be living in their car. There's a lot of different circumstances. And my heart really went out to these families. So I created a dignified shopping event for the parents. So of course the kids benefit, but the parents get a voucher. They get to come shop for every person that's under them, ages 0 to 21. They get a new book, they get a new gift, and they get a stocking stuffer. They get to have a gift wrap. They get to fill out the tags themselves. These are coming from the parents. And in 3 years, I've had an incredible impact. We've helped over 1,000 housing insecure families. We've provided holidays for over 2,400 gifts, and it's the only program of its kind. And without it, McKinney-Vento can't provide these services. My home turns into Santa's workshop. This program is a DBA under Hello Tiffany right now. Every penny that comes in goes directly back out to the program, and then I underwrite all the operational expenses. I pay for them. I donate my time, I donate my money to make sure that this program happens every year. And it's getting bigger. And I would love to see it take over the state of New Mexico. But here's the problem. My passion project is now affecting my passionate career, because I don't know that I have the bandwidth to operate in the capacity that I've been operating now. And so I've been given conflicting opinions. Option A, file as a nonprofit. File as a nonprofit. You'll get extra funding. It'll make operations easier. You can develop a board, you can delegate duties. You could grow statewide. Sounds amazing, but do I want to run a nonprofit? Do I even have time? Option B, maintain the program as it is. I could continue at a loss. I could self-fund it. I can write it off. Maybe I'll grow into Rio Rancho. Maybe I'll grow into Santa Fe. Maybe I can create a program that others can duplicate. I don't know. So that's my question for you all today, is how do I leverage the community impact that fills my soul, that I've involved the community in a greater whole, and that my family is involved in as well. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you.
So we'll take questions in person and online. If you're in person, please form a line back here so we can get you in front of the Zoom camera. And if you're online, just raise your hand and we'll call on you. Tiffany, I'm going to take down your slides, but I'm going to copy your contact info so everyone has it online. Great. That way they can see you better.
Okay, Miriam Ortiz-Pino, More Than Organized. I think there's a third option that people have failed to point out. You could try for B Corp status and run a social enterprise within your business and blend the two so that part of your year is just devoted to the Make Merry. What is it?
Make Merry project. Yeah.
And then the rest of the time you're up and running as an actual business. So the guy in Santa Fe, there's a guy in Santa Fe that helps people with their social enterprises. John, I can't remember his name.
We'll figure it out.
But I think that might be a way to bring both of them together. I don't think it has to be an either or. I think it can be both.
Okay.
It's just a matter of structuring it slightly different and maybe scaling back one and the other one expands just a little bit so that you have a nice even flow to your year. And then they both support each other.
Awesome. Great option.
All right, I think we have some questions online. Sonia, can you help me figure out who's first? Is it Sue?
Sue.
All right, Sue Lasme, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, good morning, Tiffany. I was wondering if you might consider collaborating with a large group like Adelante, which is an umbrella of many nonprofits. They may have the bandwidth and the funding, especially if they believe in your program.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion and one I hadn't thought of yet. Thank you.
Come on up.
Good morning.
Hi, my name is Marlene Brown. I am solar electric faculty at CNM. And so I think that you need to do both of these things because I don't think you need to pick one or the other. And I do think you should use one of, much like Miriam said, one of your, use your business to fund your nonprofit. And so you can do both. What you have to do is figure out your time. You got to get some trusted people that you want to work with and turn some of it over to them so that you can put some time into your nonprofit also. But I think that you can do both and you should fund one with the other. And you should, you don't need to lose money on it, but if you wanted to grow and sustain, like you can't keep going on. If you keep
Right. That sustainability is the lesson I keep learning here, right?
But you have to find people that you trust in insurance. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Everyone, my name is Chanel Lacey Carmel, and I am a client of Tiffany's. So I just want to speak to, first of all, unrelated to your question, just an additional testimonial to, I think, Tiffany achieving her dreams, which is to help other people achieve theirs. In doing our gala this year, you've unlocked a whole new set of opportunities for us, a way of thinking about our work. And I can really just be a walking testimonial to the fact that Tiffany is that magic catalyst that takes something from good to great and helps you see what could be possible. And in running a nonprofit, which I don't suggest you do because it kind of sucks sometimes. There's a lot of extra baggage. So so that you don't need your own Tiffany, like I need a Tiffany to come in and help make magic happen when the operations of running a foundation get complicated. I think you're good enough to make that a part of, you know, your demands of your clients, because I imagine after this year, we're gonna have more demand than supply. And so say, you know, like in my contracts, I want you to donate like this amount of money in addition to what I'm worth. I want you to fund the Make Merry.
Yeah.
And I would say, as somebody who wants to be in a long-term relationship with you, that is certainly something that we would do. We had such a great experience being part of Make Merry this year, just by nature of knowing Tiffany, which is loving Tiffany, and having, you know, New Mexico United and like soccer stuff and bringing a player and donating soccer balls. That's sort of the minimum of what I think you should expect of your other clients to buy into who you are and also make it easy for them to do their philanthropy. So that would be my suggestion. And just don't take clients that won't do it.
Part of why you get to work for yourself, right, is to work with the other best people you choose to work with. Yeah.
I have a comment. So Tiffany, I think it's really brave of you to come here today and talk about all the failures because we've all had them. We don't always share them. And how many of us have started a business, stopped the business, redone the business, stopped the business. No, I need a full-time job. I need to pay my bills. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've all been through it.
How many of you are married to a financial planner also that is like, get your stuff in line? Just kidding. He's awesome. Yeah, he's my biggest cheerleader and best sounding board when it comes to business. So, and he also gave me the room to fail. You know, I got to tuck my tail and come home to a safe place.
We all need that. That's awesome. Sonia, come on up.
All right, so I'm Sonia Duane, CEO of Women's Thriller Writers Association. Congratulations on writing a book, by the way. That's a lot of work.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm curious, when you run your event, do you have a lot of volunteers who come and help?
That's a great question. So depending on the event, I do have my own contracted team of other event planners that I tap to come give me on the ground service. But a majority of the events I'm running now are nonprofit related. And so I do have a component where I do the volunteer management. So we work really hard to train the volunteers, to schedule them, to put them to good use and make them feel valued and loved. So that is part of the service we provide.
And I don't know if you use this opportunity, but a lot of, let's say, sports organizations that are nonprofits are always looking for something to do. And they don't always have their own ideas of what to do for the service part of their nonprofit. Like I'm a member of roller derby and we're always looking for something interesting to get involved with. So just FYI.
Yeah, that would be amazing. What a great idea. I did tap into some of the high school clubs and had a lot of the kids involved. They did everything from toy drives to wrapping gifts to being personal shoppers. And that was touching.
Cool. Cool.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
That roller derby idea was great.
I know, that's a lot of fun.
So I'm Adam Sparks Rectal and my company is Sparks Flow. There's also, have you heard of Fundaxi?
No.
Okay, so they presented here. So it was started by a guy and I guess I'll tell you what it's about first. It's about working companies using nonprofits as kind of a flywheel of advertising. So it's kind of like they work together to create money for the nonprofits and, you know, rapport, kind of like sponsoring a team almost. But Fundaxi was started by the guy that did Pizza 9 and Rebel Burger and a couple things. Anyway, so Haas started it, but the gal that's running it right now, her name is Rebecca Chavez. And she might be a great person for you to talk to figure out how you guys could work together.
Okay.
But in the simple basis, you should simply sign up and then be part of that. And so that's the idea of that, is to take the fundraising and put it out on someone else that just does it all the time and coordinate all that stuff with them. And so that the funds can happen more,
Yeah.
you know, put the fund back into fundraising. That's what I said. So that's an idea. So, yeah.
And thank you.
Thank you.
That is a great idea. Yeah. All right, any more questions? Anybody online? Clifton? Clifton, you can unmute. You want to share that?
Oh, just saying Has Haslami's name. He's a great business person. It was a good call. Thanks.
Thanks. Oh, Alan. Alan, go ahead and then I'll call on you, Mary. Alan?
Yeah, just getting set here. I think what you're doing is admirable. And it brings me to mind that several years ago, I was managing a small law firm and we were very committed to pro bono. But it was very obvious that we could get more pro bono than we could handle. And what I developed was a Excel spreadsheet-based management tool that managed our time. It also gave me an objective way to say no, because all of the cases that came to us were compelling, and some of them just broke your heart, but we couldn't afford to take them all. And I can see the project you have. I mean, you're talking about going across the whole state. Well, that would take an organization 10 times what you have now. And you're still not going to meet all of the need. So it's I like the idea of continuing to do both things, but it seems to me that you need to develop a discipline to know your limits and work within your limits and be okay saying no. And probably the person you need to say no to most of all is yourself.
Thanks, you guys.
And I get the sense that's not an easy thing for you to do. So it's being very realistic, pragmatic about what the capacity of that effort is and just working within those limits. And if you attract people who want to come and help you, let that be the basis upon which you make decisions to grow, because there's just one of you. And you're right. I think I got the sense that you're feeling the pressure that you're doing this thing you love, but it's taking away from this other thing you love. And finding a balance is not an easy thing, but it really means going back, being very honest with yourself about what your limits are. And I get a sense that you have a problem with limits, that you don't want to embrace limits, but they're real and they affect all of us. And it's just seeing that you have a great idea, you have a great project, and you can continue that project if you accept limits and you learn the discipline and you learn how to look in the mirror every once in a while and say no. So I wish you well. I think it's a great project, but I think it's going to be a challenge for you. But I hope it works for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm back.
Hi.
Hopping in. I realized I forgot to say something, but also what Alan just said, time and your mindset around money, all of those things kind of connect together about how to make the choices that you need to make. But the other thing you had on one of your slides about the potential for empowering other people around the country to do the same thing, some sort of licensing or whatever, you might want to talk to Trish Lopez, because she's been investigating that for 10 years as well.
Okay.
And she was getting some good insight last time she presented, so she may have some thoughts on that, and it can be built into the rest of your thing too, because she does the split. She does her passion thing and the nonprofit arm, and
That's a
how to
great idea.
grow that for impact. So
Yeah. Okay. Great. Hi.
Jason Burnett from Crest Leaders.
Hi, Jason.
So through your presentation, you talked about the importance of the organized rebel component to bring success, because that was covering a part of your business that you were
My lack.
right? Your lack. So what is a comparable thing in that nonprofit piece.
Oh, yeah.
So, developing a board, developing the 501(c)(3), all the structure. Like if those are your weak spots, getting people together, getting them passionate about something is your strength. So that organizational piece is still a component there. So where would those sources be? So just a question I don't have
To ponder, yes.
to ponder. So I know things like Community Foundation provide nonprofit training, Board Source is a national organization. There's others similar to the Organized Rebel or other things to kind of get that momentum going. So, but look at your strengths, focus in on your strengths, and either find a really great organized person to run the nonprofit. But I've seen too many. I've been in nonprofits for the last 20 years, and over I see founders of nonprofits like yourself who are super excited about the mission, and you want to expand it to everybody, and they're like in a mental health institution the next year because they're just so overwhelmed. You're just totally burnt out, right? Yeah. So
Not on my list of things to
yeah,
do.
exactly. Yeah, I know one who had to just like run away from New Mexico to Florida because she couldn't. So think about those organizational parts of it.
Thank you.
All right. That was a great session. I think you got some really great feedback.
I did. Thank you, everyone.
We have two last questions.
Okay.
What is the one thing this community can do for you?
Continue to dig deep and support Albuquerque in any way, shape, or form you can. Because when one of us thrives, we all thrive. And all it takes is one thing, right? One idea, one volunteer hour, one resource. So that's what I want to see. Red or green? Oh, Christmas always. Always Christmas. Why pick one, right?
So we hope you can stick around maybe a few minutes after we end the session and talk more with people. We certainly appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
We've been trying to get you for a long time. Thanks. We have so many new people here today. I would love to have some introductions. So we have people form a line because I want to get a head count of the new people and come up here and introduce yourself if you've never been here. Same with you online. Just come on up, form a line. Give us an introduction. Tell us who you are, maybe what your business is and how you heard about 1 Million Cups. Keep it brief because we are going to have a ton of people.
Great. Wow. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Peggy Wagner. I'm with USANA. I'm visiting Barbara and Norm Dawson. I'm from Connecticut, and I'm just learning about what this is all about. This is fantastic. Yeah. I'm gonna look and see if there's one in Connecticut. Been on a journey, starting in San Diego about a week ago with a female entrepreneur retreat with Barbara and others from our business. And took my own journey up to Joshua Tree, did a little sound bowl meditation, little rock climbing. And now I'm here to visit some more friends through the business that we have and how important that community is. So thank you for this opportunity for me to be with you all and enjoy what is Albuquerque and what the amazing things that people are doing here. Thank you.
If there's not a 1 Million Cups in your town, you can always start one.
True.
So I'm JJ with Johnson Brothers Automotive,
Come over here just
Come
a
over
little bit so they can
this way.
see you on camera.
right over here.
So and dirt and my brother.
Really?
This is my budding entrepreneur.
What kind of gems you found?
Nothing.
Nothing. Just like any other business owner, you got to keep trying.
Keep trying.
Okay, I love it. Digging.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Chanel the Somos Vivos Foundation, the nonprofit arm of New Mexico United.
Thank you for coming.
Hi, I'm Linnea Romero. I'm with the Somos Vivos Foundation. I'm the Donor Impact and Communications Coordinator. So that's my boss, and thank you for having me.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cheryl Romero. I'm a senior sales director with Mary Kay Skincare and Cosmetics, and I'm just here to check it out. So thanks for having me.
Morning, everybody. My name is Colbert, and I actually work for Tiffany's husband at his financial planning firm. And at the end of this semester, I'm hoping to get an MBA from UNM. So I just love getting more information and learning about everything that's possible in the world.
I am Shauna Pointer with Wedding Collector New Mexico. That's what most people recognize this side, but I love seeing a lot of friendly faces. But and I actually knew Tiffany from her Bravo Alpha days. So it's been kind of cool hearing her story in a different capacity. But yeah, so we just connect engaged couples to local wedding businesses. Hi, I'm Jean Small, and I'm a founder of a startup called MemoryWell. I moved to New Mexico, actually of Albuquerque, about 4 months ago from Washington, well, originally from Washington, D.C. And we're actually rebranding right now to Plan Allies. So it's in the health tech space.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. My name is Karen Boyce, and I'm the owner of Compelling Exploration and Hello Health and Wellbeing. And Lisa and John have been trying to get me to come to 1 Million Cups for about 7 years. I used to coach all the deep dive coding students, so I would send them here every week, but I wouldn't come. So I'm really, really grateful that I finally got the message. So thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Diana Webb, and I had been here about a long time ago, and it was really early and new with my robotics team. We had a homeschool robotics team that was competing at the national level, and yeah, that was a really fun time. We were able to have a kid speak here, so it was a wonderful opportunity that you provided for us, and we have great memories of that. I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur and community creator. I am involved with Polka Dot Powerhouse as managing director, which is a women's empowerment company, as well as having my own wellness business, which is called Wellness is Essential. And I also am involved with a group that's on Grapevine. It's called Albuquerque Women in Business for Good. And we are a giving circle that helps, you know, every quarter, some nonprofit that's local. We want to make a big local impact. So thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Juliana Martin, and I'm the principal at the Cottonwood Montessori School in Corrales. And I'm here because I know Tiffany, and I really enjoyed it. I would love to come a little bit more. So thank you.
Bring some students.
Okay.
Everyone, my name is Sydney Lucas. I'm a mortgage lender at Movement Mortgage. I started in the mortgage industry about 1.5 years ago, so I definitely have a lot of learning and growing to do. So I feel like this is the perfect place to be. Beautiful friend Belle over there invited me, so yeah, thank you guys for having me. Awesome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jesse Herron, a really good friend of Tiffany. And I don't get to see her a couple of months of the year because she's so busy with Make Merry projects. So I appreciate everybody giving her some ideas to help remedy that. About, let's see, 2008 or so, I started up a tour company with a business partner, Mike Silva. So we co-founded Albuquerque Tourism and Sightseeing Factory, and we did trolley tours in town. And we have a ghost tour called the Albuquerque Ghost Walk, which solid name. And the Duke City Peddler, which is a little 14-person party bike that you might see going around. Now it's in the Sawmill area. And then about 9 years ago, last Friday, I bought an old 1880s former brothel and saloon that was kind of sitting by the wayside. So I bought it. I lived there for 9 years and turned it into Painted Lady Bed and Brew. And it's a the website is breakfastisoverrated.com because I'm not usually, well, I guess I'm up at this time, but I don't cook. So instead of doing breakfast, we do a local craft beer happy hour at 5:05 every day. So those are like the little entrepreneurial hacks that I have. Thank you.
Awesome.
Barbara Portsline online is new.
Hi, I'm Barbara Portsline from Organizational Rebel, and I just want to say how honored and blessed we are that Tiffany is working with us, and she has just added so much sparkle and energy and passion to the work. And we're so thankful. She can do anything she puts her mind to, and just happy to be here supporting her.
I don't think we've ever had 12 new attendees in a single week. So thank you, Tiffany. That's awesome. And lots of you are eligible to present. So we'd love to have your applications. I do know there are a couple events, so I'm going to switch over to my laptop real quick. I made a quick Word doc, which I'll copy and put in the chat. And then we can talk about if there's any that I missed. You guys can help me out. So let's see. And I did provide links for those of you online. We've got the Founders Syndicate Happy Hour Smash with ABQ Software Club, Social Happy Hour with fellow startup founders combined with the ABQ Software Club. So that's tomorrow, right? Tomorrow at 5 p.m. There's a link to register. The next New Mexico Startup Office hours are February 17th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. We are starting a 6-part monthly leadership series with Jason Burnett, who's here today. Our first session will be February 23rd, right here at Fat Pipe ABQ. It starts at 11:30. And the first topic is, what type of leader are you? So this is an incredible opportunity to come and get some leadership training for free for 6 months in a row. So I'd encourage you to sign up for that. And then Startup Fiesta, the Startup Showcase, will be March 9th from 5 to 7 at Chatter downtown Albuquerque. And I provided a link to that. Does anybody else? Paul, come on up.
I want to mention the ski lift pitch, which is on February 23rd. Applications are closed. The entrance to the ski lift pitch are known, but you can still go and have a great time. So who's not familiar with the ski lift pitch? Raise your hand. Okay, we have a couple of people. So in a pitch, you're usually in front of a room full of investors and you talk for a while and they give you the thumbs up or thumbs down. It's usually the thumbs down. In the ski lift pitch, you ski down at Taos 3 times, but on the lift, you are paired with a VC. So you have 3 rides up to the top, talking to 3 different VCs and rides down. At the end, everyone goes into the chalet or whatever they have there. I've not been. And they decide who the lodge. Okay, so a little more rustic than I thought. It's not like Colorado. Okay, got it. So there are a lot of VCs there, and then the top several people get to pitch to everybody, and they pick a winner. And in 2017, Equiseek won $10,000, and that was helpful because we had a bill for $10,000 that was all past due and right through. So that was great. But I'm here today to celebrate one of our favorites in the ski lift pitch, who is Alex Hafez, our former CEO and founder of Circular Genomics. Being in the horse industry has contaminated me. Here's $20. 3-to-1, Circular Genomics takes it. Who'll take me? Nobody going to take the other side of that, even at 3-to-1.
I have to see the other presenters.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. They're lame. They're lame. We got the winner right here. Okay, I'll tell Alex it was unanimous that everybody thinks he's going to take it. Thank you.
Today morning, I am hosting a Clear Your Money Clutter virtual work along. If anyone's interested, I had a big technical glitch, and so I don't actually know what the link is right now. But if you're interested, let me know. I will let you in for free as part of my community here, and you might learn something. It's like 4 hours. We work on different aspects of desk and money clutter. Cool.
Hi, so my name is Marty McNabb and my company is Show and Tales, Thing Tied Show and Tales. I have been hosting for a decade community gatherings about the things that matter. So like show and tell from elementary school. And so of course, it's February. And so my next show and tales is all about love letters, lockets, and Valentines. So inviting anybody to bring any love object and share its story. And I'm having my first in-person show and tells here in Albuquerque, where I live part-time with my now wife, who I met 30 years ago. And I have love letters from 30 years ago, but we reconnected 3 years ago. And now the rest is history. But I'm having 2 in-person, one at the Rail Yards Valentine's Day Market this coming Sunday, 11:30. I'm going to be hosting this event, 11:30 to 1. Highly participatory. If you're coming to just see what happens, nothing happens unless you participate. So come then, or there's going to be one at the Momo's Lounge at the Monterey Motel on Route 66 at 4:30 in the afternoon. So if you want more information, contact me.
And I'm Sonia Doing, CEO of Women's Thriller Writers Association. And if you've ever wanted to write a book, or maybe that seems a little daunting, why not start with a short story? So February 17th through the 19th is my short story-a-thon, where we write, edit, review, edit again, send it off to a professional editor, and then we publish our short story to Amazon by Sunday, which is crazy and it's a ton of work. But about 90% of the authors hit bestsellers with those short stories, and it's an amazing process. So you can find out more at women'sthrillerwriters.com under events.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Norm with drnormsconnections.com, and I'm in the dementia prevention business. Now, if you don't know your children's name or your spouse's name, or you think you might not know those names later on in your life, I'll be doing a presentation at the Meadowlark Senior Center in Rio Rancho on February 13th. That's Monday at 1:30. And I'll be talking about dementia and hearing loss, the connection. Now, if you're not 55, well, some of you might be 55, but if you're not 55 years and older, and when you go in, you have to tell them you're my assistant, otherwise they won't let you in.
Dr. Norm, I was making an appointment for a repairman the other day and I forgot my address and it literally would not come to my head. It was embarrassing. Like for 5 minutes. I am not kidding. It was scary. Thanks. So I'm way over 55.
Sandy Hirschberg, I am the leader of the New Mexico Startup Alliance. We run the Founders Syndicate, a peer group for founders in New Mexico. I just, part of our goal is to make navigating the ecosystem easier for everyone. So I've got a bunch of other events that I just want to make everyone aware of. On behalf of Eric Renz Whitmore, he would like to know if anyone is planning on going to South by Southwest in March, because we'd like to do some strategic networking there for anyone who's going. There's a bunch of people who are going. We can kind of coordinate which parties are most effective for whoever is going. So you can contact Eric or me for that. I can, but I'm not going, but still I can help you. There is the FinTech is doing in Las Cruces is doing a the New Mexico LEAP program is open their applications. The FinTech is having a pitch contest. There is for $2,000. There is Angelo McHorse. It will be discussing retail to wholesale, and that will be virtual with the Rainforest. NM Bio is doing a lunch and learn with Hannah Mazer from Feynman Center on February 16th. That's in person at the Rainforest. There's cryptocurrency, blockchain 101 with the FinTech group. That's also virtual as well as in person. And I think everything else has been checked off. So
that FinTech event, the pitch, they charge you to pitch?
I don't think so.
It's $2,000.
$2,000 is the price.
Oh,
no. No, it's $500 per applicant team or something. It's very early stage. They don't want very advanced organizations. So if anyone wants a copy or anything, I appreciate it. More.
So my name is Mike Romo. I'm a life insurance broker and retirement specialist. And I work for PHP Agency, which stands for People Helping People. We're growing an agency here in Albuquerque, but we're hosting a large seminar on February 18th up at the Courtyard Marriott up off the Journal Center. We're bringing in a special guest, one of the founders of our company. 13 years ago, he and his wife were basically broke and busted, and now they are making well over $1 million a year. They're going to present on how they struggle as a startup building our company and how they have succeeded over time and what their mindset was like. And so it's free. It's a couple hours of wealth creation and getting you started. If you have questions, see me. I'd like to put you on the guest list. We do have some limited seating. We'd love to have folks there from the business community, entrepreneurs here in Albuquerque, and love to see you all there. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sure. First of all, I would love to see a show of hands of how many people here have been positively impacted by Tiffany. A lot of, oh my gosh, a lot of hands. Okay, thank you. Tiffany, you are. Thank you for coming today. Sitting in story and so many people online too. Now 1 Million Cups, I think you might have noticed this is a very different group than any other, connection or what's that word we don't use? Networking group. We're very different than other networking groups, right? We're here to support each other, be a little vulnerable about our challenges and help each other. So I hope you guys continue to help each other and bring guests. I think Barbara and Norm are now the winners of bringing guests to 1 Million Cups. So I hope to see you all next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Hi.